Hello, everyone. Happy Friday, and welcome to the Stream of Consciousness. I am Dichotomous Prime, aka Vince. I am a West Indian bi-Canadian tabletop game creator. I do cultural consultation, sensitivity reading, and mechanics and narrative design in the tabletop space. And you can see by the title below me, we are continuing our playthrough of Dishonored 2 today. I'm super excited about today. Is the mark of a good game that I have played through this multiple times and I'm still excited to play it because I get to do that thing where like my love language is showing people stuff that I love. And yeah, I'm super excited about this because this is probably my favorite level in the whole game, the Clockwork Mansion. And for those of you who haven't seen it yet, you are very much in for a treat because it is a visual spectacle. And for those of you who have, hold off on the spoilers, because I think that people are really going to get a kick out of it. And you absolutely know that I am going to be nerding out the whole freaking time that we're there, talking about, like, immersive narrative and like construction and how the pathing and everything contributes to it. It's just all of the design stuff, all of the good stuff. Give it to me. Gib now. But yeah, I hope that everyone who's coming through had a lovely week thus far. If you're working the 9 to 5 grind, I hope that we can end off your week and head you into the weekend on a good note. For those of you doing the gig economy thing, I hope that we can give you a little bit of a respite before you get back to the grind. Because, I've lived that life before, and to a certain degree continue to do so. So, yeah, I know what that's like. Let's see. What other stuff we got to talk about? Well, we got a couple of different people who are doing awesome things. As always, I always love to direct everyone over to Utopia, which is one of the few actual play channels by BIMPOC for BIMPOC, all about platforming queer and trans persons of color, their stories, small indie games, and a bunch of other really cool things in tabletop. They have stuff going on pretty much every day of the week. Tonight is no exception. And if you have ever, if you have ever been a person of color, what am I even saying? You either kind of are. Anyways, if you have been looking to branch out from the different kind of media that you consume in tabletop, from the normally very white actual play series that happen to be around, and away from the dearth of Dungeons and Dragons series, away from, trying new different systems and things, Utopia is a really great place to drop by. So yeah, they're doing awesome stuff as usual. Let's see what else we got here. We have this month, our good friend Pleasantly Twisted is back on the charity run of things. This weekend, she is raising money for Gamers Outreach. As you can see from the link there, they help make games easily manageable and available for children in hospitals. As someone who spent a decent amount of time in hospitals as a kid, myself, it can make a difference to be able to have something there to distract you, to kind of while those times away, because 1 hour feels like forever, and it can feel even longer because hospitals can be a scary place. As well, Twisted is just awesome. If you've been here for any length of time, you've probably heard me gush about her at some given time or another. And at some point, I'm going to get her to play Dishonored, because it's literally all of her aesthetic and all of the fashion. And it's just like, no, take this thing and put it in your face. You'll like it, I swear. And that's my challenge of generally my life as it is. But yeah, let's see. But yeah, that is what she's doing. She's back on the charity run with Tiltify and Gamers Outreach. So if you're looking to support that, please drop by over the weekend to help her out and generally get some of that good content. And last but certainly not least, absolutely not least, we have the always awesome Brito, who is a black trans femme creator, who does a whole bunch of different stuff, from graphic design to I say do a whole lot of stuff, and then my brain just completely went kaput. Voice acting, voiceover, graphic design, art, doing the good gaming stuff, and the even better social justice stuff. She has announced as of yesterday that they are putting together a Dead by Daylight tournament through March 29th to April 2nd to try and raise money for a couple of different Asian American centered charitable actions or charitable organizations to try and generally give some support to our Asian American friends who are going through the shit right now, to be, kind of blunt about it, unfortunately. And yeah, so that's looking like the tourney is going to be a lot of fun. And of course, it's supporting a really great cause. So, yeah, that I think that's my trio of different kind of people who are awesome out there doing awesome things. So I do want to. I feel as though I do want to say something regarding, unfortunately, the Atlanta shooting that happened last week. Um, I'll probably keep it to a minimum, and if you follow me over on Twitter, you see that honestly, I'm more leaning towards kind of boosting individuals who like Asian creators and organizations who are kind of talking about this right now. Because frankly, those are the voices that we need to be hearing right now. But I think that in the midst of a whole bunch of different things that people are currently dealing with, um, it's not often talked about nearly as much as it should that anti-Asian racism is very much baked into North America, um, like right down to the core. And regardless of the administration that's currently in the White House in the U.S., um, it continues. Whether it's the discussions of China framing them as a looming threat and just kind of this horrific monolith and everything, or going back to the mistreatment of Chinese people in building American railroads, or the Japanese internment camps during World War II. There is a through line of the mistreatment of Asian Americans, and it's something that needs to be confronted and stamped out. Bigotry as a whole, absolutely, but specifically right now, um, we're focusing on platforming the individuals and the issues that they have to deal with within the Asian and Asian American community. Um, that being said, I'm someone who's in Canada, and I would be incredibly disingenuous as to pretend that we do not have similar issues up here. The problem with a lot of Canadian oriented racism is that it tends to not be, quote, on the books as much as it is in the US. Um, a lot less of the time it's codified, as in like legally and things like that. But it doesn't stop it from being any less real. Um, and any less urgent in terms of the need to have it stomped out and the need for all of us to put our efforts towards making sure that our compatriots in the Asian communities, whether that be East Asian, Southeast Asian, and also not like conglomerating them all together as like six of one, half a dozen of another. No, this is not cool. Don't do that. Recognizing and respecting and celebrating all of the varieties of cultures that make up the variety of different kind of Asian communities, and making things safer for them, because they deserve to live a life of safety and respect just like anyone else. So, other than that, if you want to check out more charitable organizations to support and initiatives, you can drop by my Twitter feed, which you can see up there in the corner. And I'll usually just be retweeting the heck out of all of those various different things. So, that is where we stand for that and announcements. Let's see. You can take a quick drink, which, as always, and not just for me talking a whole bunch, but for everyone, please remember to hydrate, get yourself something good to eat, take your meds, take a good posture check and a good stretch when you get a chance, because you deserve it, and you deserve to take some good self-care, especially in the hellish Panasonic that we find ourselves in. So, there you go. Mm. Mm. Mm, mm, mm. That's that good. All right, let's see here. I don't think I have a whole lot left to speak about. Um, Probably one last thing, kind of transitioning into our game talk. As those of you might know, oh, hey there, Health Pack, welcome on in. I hope that you are having a lovely Friday. How are you doing? Are you on mobile and coming in on the drive? And no apologies. I'm just happy that you're in here to spend the evening with us. So, I hope that you're having a lovely Friday. Um, but yeah, for those of you who have been following for a little while, you probably know that I've been putting together a superhero RPG. It's far from done, but I've been reading through another superhero RPG called Mutants and Masterminds. And it's really, I've finally gotten to the powers section, which is kind of the meat of the book. It's a pretty crunchy system, but I'm the most interested that I've been reading through this book thus far, in that there's some really great integration of what I'm going to call qualitative and quantitative design. And for those of you who are in the sciences, that probably makes you know exactly what that means, even if I'm stumbling over my own words while talking about it. But essentially, the marrying of narrative and descriptive design versus all of the mathematical and arithmetic and dice and probability related design. Specifically, you have a lot of different powers that are just kind of based around the D20 roll, because it's a D20 system, and have various different numerical values attached to that. But then you also have the addition of complications, which when you make a superhero, you have a minimum of 2 complications, one of which is a motivation, and another can be from pretty much anywhere. And there's no maximum number of complications that you can have. An interesting thing. Oh, hi, Eldritch Crow. I went to refresh chat because if people have been saying hi, for some reason I haven't seen it. So apologies if you said hi before and I looked like I ignored you. Apologies. Hello there, Eldritch Crow. I hope that you as well are having a lovely, lovely Friday. We're just talking about those supersonic men. We're just talking about some superhero RPG stuff before we jump in to our stabby assassin superhero game. But yeah, complications. So one option that it gives you in character creation, that Mutants and Masterminds gives you, is to have a complication function as a descriptor. And by descriptor, they mean something that affects how your power works. Like, it can affect certain kinds of targets but not others, or work in some circumstances but not others. Now, it's very loose in terms of how you can apply that, and it kind of cautions against doing it too broadly, because you can have that thing of like, I smite evil, and it's just kind of like, this rabid dog that's attacking you isn't technically evil, so your thing doesn't work, like all kind of that sort of stuff. But I like the idea. And it allows for interesting things like there's like luck control powers. And I remember a friend of mine way back in university played Mutants and Masterminds and made a character who was ridiculously overpowered. But they were overpowered in they had a luck-based ability, but they could only use it on other people. And so basically it worked especially well because whenever the GM invokes one of your complications, you get a hero point. And hero points are basically like fate points if you've ever played Fate. And you can essentially use it to do different things like alter a roll, edit the scene, and generally kind of get out of scrapes or improve situations for you. So stacking that up with like probability type stuff is really interesting, and it just kind of shows what's possible with the game. So in putting together the system that I'm starting to kind of cause to take shape, I'm definitely going to take some notes from it. There's definitely a lot of reading through the book and being very keep, toss, try about everything. Let's see. Sharing one chat to sharing in the. Oh, okay. Y'all were probably talking in Discord beforehand. I got you. I'm picking up what you're putting down. But yeah, Mutants and Masterminds is a bit more crunchy than probably what my system is going to be like, but it's always interesting to go through a variety of different systems that designers have created and kind of go, that's interesting, that's maybe not for me, ooh, maybe I can do something with that, let me write that down and maybe tweak it a little bit. And why I always advocate, if you can get your hands on various books, to broaden your horizons and see how different people approach different sorts of dynamics and intent with kind of what sorts of emotions you want to evoke and what kind of atmosphere, etc., etc. So yeah, food for thought for both the designers and players out there. Let's see here. So I think with that being said, we can probably my desktop is silent right now. There we go. And I have my controller cloth here so that it doesn't clunkety clunk on my desk. Have a lovely stream, y'all. Hello there, Nine, and also goodbye, it sounds like, but thank you for dropping by. I hope that you have a lovely evening, and sleep well. Let's see here, taking a moment to capture. There we go, perfect. And let me queue up a BRB for later on. All right. Can I get a little bit of... There we go. Perfect, okay. So, I've been going through the first couple of sections, just kind of playing around with, different tactics and things like that. I also went through Addermeyer Institute again to collect a whole bunch of money, and we're basically wealthy as fuck going into this level. So that should be pretty awesome. And I've also been creating a whole bunch of bone charms. So that will also be really interesting. Let me actually, because what I might do, because I'm like in the mansion right now. Oh, I really don't want to lose my bone charms. What if I will overwrite previous autosaves? What if I... Because I got a pretty sweet setup right now. What if... fuck it, sure. We can get other stuff. That's fine. But yeah, I started crafting a whole bunch because I did not realize that the traits that you can learn from various different bone charms when you like sacrifice them to basically to craft bone charms, I didn't realize the traits that you could learn carry over from playthrough to playthrough, but they do, which is pretty awesome. And also, for those of you who might not have been here for last episode, I decided to say YOLO fuck it and decide to do New Game Plus instead, because that also gives us access to a bunch of Corvo's powers, which are pretty awesome. Yeah, we're gonna do that. And let's see, bone charms. And yeah, I've created a couple of them here. Just a couple of things that make it easier for me to have my non-lethal stuff, as well as be quicker and stealthier. And let's see, do I have any kinds of other stuff? Because I have a bunch of raw whalebone that I can use. And let's see here. I probably want to have a bunch of mana recovery related stuff if I can get it. Want that. Drink mana elixir. Elixirs restore slight. Yeah, no, we're gonna go triple mana recovery, I think. Cause there's a bone charm in this level. Like it's interesting. The and the one that sometimes gives me all of my mana back. Aces. Beauty. Okay. Let's see. Food restores more health. Killing bloodlicer rats. Bullets. All of my bullets just straight up kill people anyways. Crafted bone charm 3. Perfect. Okay. And yeah. Okay, cool. We're good to go. Let's see. I just read by night. The joke was prophetic. 7. Oh no. I just read that last comment. Hello, Phoenix Femme. Welcome on in. I hope that you're having a lovely Friday. Let's see. Yes, bullets kill people. Controversial opinion, I know. Let's see. Let's take a look at Emily's journal, because I've mostly been just trying to learn the game and just kind of go through and be slightly more competent. Okay. The ground killer is no more. So we rescued Hypatia. So we'll be going to talk to her in a moment because she's on our boat now. Bullets make good pens. Okay. I'm not even gonna dig too much into that. Let's see. The crown killer is no more. Next, Jindosh. I finally uncovered how my enemies created the crown killer. What better way to erode confidence in me before the coup? If I had stopped to think about it for even a few minutes, maybe I could have kept my people's trust. But that would have required patience, and my advisors always remind me that I have none of that particular trait. But to use Hypatia's own serum against her, horrible. I'm happy I could find a cure. She's a brilliant alchemist. Now she can continue her research to help the people of Serkonos. I wasn't able to rescue Sokolov. He's been taken elsewhere, to Kirin Jindosh's mansion. He's the inventor of the Clockwork Soldier, and if he's able to use Sokolov's genius for his own plans, it might be very, very bad. I've seen his killing machines in action at Dunwall Tower. I can't allow Delilah to have such an ally. I'm sure Jindosh takes pleasure in keeping his intellectual rival captive. Well, it won't be for long, if I have any say in it. Let's see. The Dreadful Whale. What a weird name. It's hard to sleep in this ship, and when I do, my dreams are troubled. Well, I'm awake now and thinking about Sokolov. I remember him at the Hound Pits pub from Dishonored 1. So long ago, trapped like a beast in a cage. He smelled of stale piss and rotting meat. Lovely memories. But they couldn't break him. He held on to himself and picked up again as my tutor, something I needed in the aftermath of my mother's death. Beware of dignitaries bearing gifts, he used to tell me. But I was still a child, and I liked gifts. I thought nothing sounded more pleasant. Now I know better. I also find myself thinking of Callista, my old governess. She always wanted to travel the world on a big boat. Eventually, she left Dunwall, then stopped writing a few months later. Interesting note. Let's see. Only slightly. Yeah, my expectations of myself are not super high. Like, it's one of those things where I've become marginally more precise, but I am fully expecting trying to, like, give commentary at the same time on stream is going to make that go away real quick. Anyways, let's talk to Megan.
So much to me. You might want to talk to Hypatia before we head out. She's taken one of the rooms. Just for a while, I think. Needed to be away from Admire.
And we have the maintenance list. And we just need to fix the crank wheel, which we can grab before we leave. That's the bathroom. Let's talk to Alexandria.
What did I do? Oh, you're here.
Dr. Hypatia, can you remember anything that might help me? I need to find Anton Sokolov. He could be the key to unraveling the Duke's plans.
My memories are disjointed. The Duke is close to his grand inventor, Kirin Jindosh. But that man has the empathy of a mantis. He seems to both admire and despise Sokolov. We visited Aramis Stilton. I liked him. But something bad happened. Just snatches of memory. Sorry.
You should rest easy for a while. Maybe some of that will help.
I hope so. I'm not sure I even fully understand what you did for me, but I owe you for helping me at Admire. Thank you.
Alright, and now we are packing Admire Solution, which is going to come in handy. Alright, Dr. Hypatia's notes. On a boat with friends, I believe. I slept, thankfully without the usual nightmares. Perhaps the sea air does me good. The captain, Megan Foster, brought some tea earlier. Such an interesting woman. She seemed to understand about my strange, disjointed memories and the feelings of dread that accompany them. As soon as I'm able, I must return to Admire. So much of the last few months seems a blur. What was I accomplishing? What of my what of my research into serums for the Black Spittle? My work was so easily derailed. I can only conclude I was suffering from a complete exhaustive breakdown. I will need time to recover. Oh, don't look forward to her having to discover what she may have done while under the influence of the corrupted, like, serum or sabotaged serum, I suppose. Have some dark bread? Sure. Okay, so this is the protect. Okay, so we've read that one before.
Botany and diseases.
I swear I read that in Sokolov's office. That's interesting. Let's see. There's the map.
Ramsey and the Crown Killer. 2 pieces of the puzzle. More to go.
So it's interesting because I've been trying to... crank wheel, I'll take that. I've been trying to do stealthier things on the other playthrough just to kind of see if I can. But this will be probably our, like, kill face playthrough, if I'm 100% honest. Which is why I want to load up on whatever I can at the shop, because I have a crap ton of money right now. Because there will be a black market in this level. So that way I don't run out of things that I could use for the killing parts. Let's see. Seem to do a pretty good job to me. I do all right. It's one of those weird things where, like, the more that you play the game, the more you can kind of see the matrix code, so to speak, of, like, I could have missed that. Oh, that was a misplay. I should have done that instead, etc., etc. I don't feel like necessarily I'm beating myself up. Is just kind of like being real about it. Like I definitely want to try and get better and be more precise with this game. Like I was kind of discussing it with a couple of different people on Discord to where it's not necessarily like I don't want to be, and frankly, I am not willing to spend the amount of time that it would take to be as good as someone like Stealth Gamer BR, for instance. But it would be good to be good enough at the game that I can just kind of do what I want to do on command without, like, crashing myself into a cliff by, like, misjudging my jump by an inch. And just kind of that level of mastery, which is kind of one of the things that's great about Dishonored 2's design, is that it's very layered. So once you understand how all of the components work together and can kind of figure out the timing, it becomes very satisfying to master. So we will see how successful I am at doing that. Let's read Megan's diary. I'm starting to understand why Anton wanted to go to Dunwall to seek Emily's help. She's impressive. I have to wonder if she's really suited for palace life. Maybe she wonders that herself sometimes. We could have been good friends at a time when I was running across the rooftops like she is now, watching my enemies from the shadows. I just hope she's breathing tomorrow morning so I can complain when she puts her dusty boots up on the table again. I've lost so many friends. First, my sweet Deirdre. Others along the way. Good old Aramis Stilton, who disappeared 3 years ago. And now Anton. Maybe this is my punishment. I'm bad luck. Please, Emily, bring him back. Ah, oh, so many good characters and so many really good women characters. I freaking love this game. Okay, cool. Let's actually head out. Yep. Hello, Megan.
Let's hope your friend doesn't sink the boat while we're gone. Ready?
Ready.
All right, let's get underway.
All right, let's rock. Now, I say it's probably going to be stealth but lethal is at least the ideal. We're going to see how successful or unsuccessful I am at that. Okay. Yeah, I love a comic about Megan and Emily just doing their thing. Just more lore in this world, like just more stories in this world having nothing to do with like Dunwall. Maybe go to Tivia or maybe go to somewhere else. But there's so much stuff to explore there, I'd be really interested as well. Here, actually, let me move my monitor a little bit more forward.
To the Duke's inner circle. The Grand Guard watches his mansion, and they'll call down the entire city if they find out who you are.
I'll make sure they don't.
Or I'll stab them all.
Wall of light cutting off access to the carriage station?
Yes. But there's a black market shop nearby. They sell on the sly. Ever use a rewiring tool?
Corvo taught me the theory.
Good. Get past the wall of light, then ride the carriage to where Jindosh lives. And there's a reason people are afraid of his mansion.
I'll get it done.
Emily, take care of this crazy man and his clockwork soldiers, then bring Sokolov back. He means a lot to me.
Jindosh is a very interesting parallel to a certain kind of indulgent, wealthy, pseudo-intellectual archetype that we have a lot of these days. Like, he is competent and like competent and learned enough to be dangerous, but a lot of his stuff is based off of, like, the time that he has to indulge his own curiosities. A lot of his kind of decisions to, well, you'll see. A lot of his unethical kind of decisions about what he decides to do and what he decides to research are largely based in things like his wealth that he has access to. So kind of looking at the indulgent nature of that, and as we'll see in the actual level design of his mansion and the various different things that we find in there, we'll see as we go along. It's interestingly constructed, both physically and narratively. Okay, let's see. Is there anything in here I can loot? No. Oh, Tivian ore. Gib. There's nothing up there. I hope that I don't get jammed against the door like I did when I came in here off stream, which it looks like that's exactly what's happening. Okay, cool. Can I... There we go. Okay, so we have... Oh, we got some whale oil. Thank you. And we're still technically on high chaos, so a warning ahead of time for those of you who do not like insects. There will be insects, unfortunately. Okay, so I should just heal up. There we go. Okay, so let's see. So I want to get to the carriage station. But there are, once I equip the heart, lots of shinies for me to grab. So I am definitely going to try and do that. There's a couple of... Actually, let me... I don't know if there's actually anything valuable in there. But let's go for up here first. And there are... Oh, there are runes in there. Okay, let's go for that one first, actually. Hello? Lore? Okay, so we saw that in the opening level. There's more stuff about the void. Something valuable. There we go. Okay, so this is the second part of that same thing. These little glimpses of the void in dreams or described by those awoken from comas are not limited to the select few. In my interviews, I've gleaned that there is not a single citizen without such visions at one time or another. This, then, must be a real place, not folklore or mass delusion. Perhaps it exists deep below the earth or far above it. Perhaps it is right next to us, but hidden. Some trick of the light or wondrous curtain bars us from fully knowing it. But we all but wait for a natural philosopher to unlock the phenomenon, to show us how to see it at will. But when so revealed, it will not be a fearsome place any longer, not the distant and special realm described in the myth of the outsider. It will be strange, yes, even unsettling, but nonetheless it will be a new realm for us to explore and eventually conquer. For real, dude, you're gonna be a colonialist fuck about the void? Y'all deserve what you get, honestly. For real? What new treasures await us there? Are the lakes made of liquid diamond? Are the clouds of weightless silver gas? And what are things we would learn? Well, as y'all are about to see, it didn't go well. Didn't turn out so well, at least for these particular cultists. But, you know, their loss is my gain. So I'm gonna take those. Let's see. I love the mansion, but also the level designers and programmers that made it work must be gods. Yeah, so many moving parts. So many.
Jindosh worked for 3 months and built a machine composed of wood, brass, and the bones of several cats. It ran on a few drops of whale oil a day. The little girl was told she would have a special treat, and she was perfectly delighted until the moment it was activated. She lives in an asylum up at Dabakfa now, and will until the end of her days.
There's one thing I'm not a huge fan of in this game. It's the repeated return back to the use of mental illness as like a ooh, spoopy, scary thing of just like, you know, be afraid of this thing that's gonna make you go insane or something like that. And it's like, as Crow was kind of mentioning in chat, it kind of is a staple of extra dimensional horror and like H.P. Lovecraft and things like that. But as things like Fate of Cthulhu and things like that from Evil Hat games have shown, it doesn't have to be. And so yeah, it's a little bit frustrating that it is kind of most often used as a shock tactic. Because frankly, the writing in this game is good enough otherwise that it doesn't really have to. It's just kind of one of those things that's been a fixture for so long that a lot of people will kind of take it as a given rather than trying to subvert it, which is unfortunate. Anyways, time to shoot some bees. Yeah, you fuck off. Okay. Some blood amber. So, anyways, we got some rich people who tried to be cultists in here, and that ended about as well as you think it's going to. But the lore that we're going to pick up is kind of fun in that it's just kind of like, y'all really need to stop messing with shit that you don't understand because you're like rich and bored. But then, they kind of get what's coming to them, not gonna lie. Okay, all y'all out of my face. I need personal space. I don't like to be touched. Thank you. Alright, so seance notes. Excellent. Lady Coddington brought silver scarves from her boutique, one of which Mr. Prospero used to gently strangle her. I mean, you do what you do on your own time, I guess. Let's see. I maintained a count of her pulse and observed her breathing. When life signs faded, we left her still for 2 full minutes before reviving her. Was it really the void she described? Have we succeeded in seeing the unseeable? Motherfucker, you are just suffering from anoxia. Or was it hypoxia? Hypoxia is the one where you don't have enough oxygen, I believe. Yeah. My hand trembles as I recall the intensity in her eyes as she struggled to recount with broken voice what she felt for doing those 2 minutes. She had a broken voice because you just strangled her, dude. For real? It's just like, ooh, these interesting scientific discoveries, and you're just like, let's see. Oh, okay, it's like that. Exactly. Y'all need to stop messing with things you don't understand because you're rich and bored. A mood. Yeah, exactly. That's a big mood in this game. Also, welcome on in, Sin. I hope that you're having a lovely Friday, and thank you for joining us. Month of Earth. I convinced our little group that less gentle methods were needed. Okay, so less gentle strangling. Okay, I see how it is. Were needed if our desire to meet the outsider was sincere. Bloodfly fever, voluntarily induced. That will be our way to the void. Technically true. Probably not the way that you expect, though. After procuring a few blood flies and some Addermeyer solution, we coated our hands with the elixir before exposing them to the vivarium. The stinging was unbearable. Lady Coddington fainted immediately. I was the last one to remove my hands. The fever was quick to set in. As I faded in and out of consciousness, ocean waves pounded above me. There were silhouettes in the distance and shimmering black rocks. A timeless passing in an unthinkable place, while delirium held us for a few hours. I must get back there as soon as possible, when my wounds have healed. Oh my goodness. If this was written ever so slightly better, it could have been an interesting breakdown of the pursuit of the void, aka power, destroying a person's sense of morality. So I like this particular apartment and this particular set of notes because of the fact that it's a bunch of people who are overly wealthy and are just kind of like, ooh, this is kind of our little taboo. This is it's a fucking extra dimensional key party for them. And it goes exactly as well as you would think. But the thing is they're like, yes, the closer to death we get, it's like, this is exactly what we do want to do. And, I think that it's telling. And one thing that I do like is it's not just the poor rabble who are doing this and all that sort of stuff. It's more the indication of just kind of like, no, the poor, while they tend to be the ones who will succumb to these diseases and be more vulnerable to them, are very rarely having enough time to themselves to think about this kind of bullshit. They're mostly fishing and running their shops and like trying to find enough food to eat. So really, when it comes to this eccentric bullshit, it tends to be people who have the time on their hands to devote to such eccentricity. Um, let's see. With the main characters getting power and then having to decide how to wield it, other NPCs how it edges close. Also interesting that the people the outsider actually grants power seem to be disenfranchised or betrayed by power structures, while others that seek it out get ignored. I haven't played Death of the Outsider yet. I'm very intrigued to see what that's like because, for those of you who are unaware, you play as Billy Lurk, otherwise known as Megan Foster in this game. And, I'll leave it generally... Hey, away from that. And I'll leave kind of the spoilers from that open. Sleep darts. Need those. Or maybe I won't on this playthrough. Boop-a-doo-doo-doo. So I'm interested to see what that's like. I have a lot of thoughts on the game's particular opinion about what violence is reprehensible versus what violence is acceptable. In particular, the fact that when you are on a high chaos playthrough with a lot of lethality, there are a lot of item interaction barks that Emily has that are things like, I plan on penning a few laws when I get my crown back, such as no more rabble rousing, or things like, I'd like to plant bloodfly eggs in the hearts of all of those who oppose me. And it's just kind of like this kind of idea of, that you gave people concussions that mean that they will never eat solid food again or break their limbs or make it so that they'll never be able to walk again. Emily is completely like a normal person, but she turns into like a sadistic serial killer if the methods that she uses are lethal. Now, that's not to say that there isn't a discussion to be had about that, but it kind of demonstrates the limitations of morality related systems in video games, that it's like that's kind of, it's either or, it's save all the babies or eat all the babies, which is I think something that I've mentioned before and that I'm not a huge fan of the way that it's handled, or at least it could be handled significantly better. Let's see, this kind of whole idea of like the non-lethal options for a number of the different people who you your targets, essentially. A lot of the non-lethal options are quite frankly more cruel than just straight up killing someone. In the first game, one of the things that you can do is instead of killing someone, you can cut out their tongue and sell them into slavery for the rest of their life. And it's like, that's the low chaos option. And like, while there will be a lot of kind of discussions of, say, the plague dynamic of like, if you leave a lot of bodies around, then there will be a lot more bodies for rats to congregate around and the sickness spreads and that sort of thing. That makes sense, but it's more the more people you kill, and then it's just like, and all of a sudden it's like, woo, I sure do love stabbing, and it's like, okay, out of character, yes, I absolutely do enjoy going after fascists in video games with a knife and style, but this character is like, it's a very kind of going along and maintaining the status quo and maintaining, like, even though Emily has been, like, betrayed and all of this sort of stuff, the idea that a crown empress is the correct way and the correct structure, power-wise, to have a country run well is never questioned. And thus, chaos, as opposed to order, is considered bad. But chaos is also what brings change. And disrupting the balance is also what brings change. Oh, hey, buddy. How's it going? I'm just going to take this, because you're not using it. Spiritual sacrifice. Okay, what is... killing bloodflies and rats restores mana. Cool. I will absolutely have that. Okay. Gonna take this. Let's see. Topic of morality requires a lot of nuance a lot of the time. A lot of games devs don't really want to have their convo with that games for fear of it not selling. See, Jetpack, the thing that gets me is that they do want to have it in the game to where it's like, you know, you could do all of these sorts of things and you can affect the world. But the types of statements and the ways that they will define good versus bad, and like all of a sudden Emily is talking about planting killer insects in the hearts of those who oppose her, is like, that was a bit of a step. That was a bit of a, like, you know, okay, cool, now she's freaking Ted Bundy for some reason. All right, fine, I guess. And it's interesting kind of the way that, like, moral positions will be kind of taken for granted in those sorts of systems, even the ones that at least purport to want to have a discussion about morality. But yeah, video game writing has a long way to go because you get things like this. Anyways, this dude's dead. I just took his shit. Let's find out about his pen pal. Major Bonneville, thank you again for your help. Without you, it would have been impossible to trace the final members of the Grand Guard who were with Stilton that night 3 years ago. Ooh, at last, drama! The last man had made it all the way north to Maya. Maya? I'm not entirely sure. If you can believe it, and was recovering at a Tivian asylum for the poor, claiming to have seen all manner of strange things at the night of Stilton's last social gathering. He even described an exotic, hooded figure visiting the manor, probably the Crown Killer. Perhaps someone connected to Stilton's disappearance. Such matters are best left to military men such as yourself, I suppose. I still have your bank agent's name and address. Rest assured, your final payment will be delivered soon. I'm also sending a small flask of a liqueur that is close to my heart, made from pomace left over after wine grapes have been pressed. Please think of me as you enjoy. Yours truly, Brianna Ashworth. Yeah. So that went well. But yeah. See how many bodies are just out in the open now. See, what's interesting, Eldritch Crow, is that it doesn't even boil down to that. Because one of the abilities that did I grab it this time? Let's see. Shadow Kill. Unaware enemies to ashes, they die. Even if I have that, my chaos level is still high, basically. Even if I were to have turn all enemies to ashes, they die, my chaos level would still be high, and Emily would still have those barks. So the relationship of, like, one to the other in terms of, like, you are evil because you are not thinking about the consequences of your actions for the rest of the Empire, which, first and foremost, Empire, we're not even really going to engage that whole imperialism thing, because, but also that's been, instead of those two things being inextricably linked as they are during the first game because there's a rat plague going on, they are kind of linked, but the morality is still linked, even though the causality of, like, not thinking about the consequences of leaving corpses everywhere during a plague is generally a bad thing. So yeah, it's changed, but the moral dynamic that exists in the first game remains unchallenged. Okay, cool. Let's see. What do I want to do here? There's another apartment over here that I want to loot. This one of the good ones. Ooh, invisible thread. Okay, I don't remember what that one does. Far reach renders you invisible during movement. Ooh, okay. That could be very helpful because there's another one that I'm going to get later on in this level that pairs very well with that. A reflection on my journey to the Pandician continent. Ooh, this is the continuation of the first book that we got in Anton Sokolov's chamber. Let me just take a drink first. It would make sense if you had regular check-ins, maybe when you save after a certain event, like reading letters, like they do in one of the Lara Croft games, where she literally has a convo out loud about how she feels regarding having to take out the baddies. Okay, interesting, because I actually haven't played the newer Lara Croft games. But yeah, it's... And, you know, part of this is that, let's see, this game, 2016, I want to say? I don't remember off the top of my head. But, you know, the writing continues to advance, but this is kind of one of those things of, like, why I feel very strongly about the idea that, like, criticism is an act of love. As a good friend of mine, Human Houseplant, Frankie Larson, likes to say. Because I adore this game. I truly, truly do. But that also doesn't necessarily mean that there aren't things that I'm like, that's cool, I'd like to see that improved. You know what I mean? But yes, that is a very good point that you have also made. Let me actually take a look at this and read it. God, am I going to try and do a Sokolov voice? Let's see. Let me see if I can not completely screw my throat up. We were only miles from shore, but our approach was marred by numerous hidden reefs and jagged rocks. They lay shallow, and we spied 2 vessels that had succumbed to them some time ago. The remaining crew was uncharacteristically silent as we edged by the weathered wrecks. The first mate declared a particularly narrow channel to be unpassable, but the captain dispatched 10 crewmen out into the submerged coral with sledgehammers. Thereafter, each chest deep in water, they pulled the Antonia Aquilo into the tiny channel with ropes. It proved to be a marvelous solution. However, just as we were about to lower the rope ladders, tragedy struck, as the men were beset by a school of reef-dwelling eels. Apparently, their toxic bites were quite painful. From the railing, we could see them swarming the men who begged us for aid before succumbing to the paralytic effects of the toxin. Within moments, all were still in the water. We continue on in silence, and by sunset we had cleared the bars and put anchor in a bay with a red rock beach and emerald overgrowth beyond. Damn, Sokolov! You cold, my man! For real, he's like, huh, like looking at these dudes just kind of thrashing in the water and be like, I want to see that every day. I'm gonna write about this. Like, goddamn, cold as ice. Okay. Invisible thread. Anything in here? Oh, there's one downstairs. Anything in here? Nope. And that's not lootable. That's a very large rabbit? Question mark? Gentlemen. The Pressure-faced kid who she used at the end of the game. It was a nice touched game about, like, you know, a colonizer going to grab artifacts from marginalized people. Yeah, that's always real tricky. Okay. Wait. I literally just came through here, didn't I? Wait, did I? No, I didn't. Just all of these apartments look the same. Okay, so there's a safe in here. I remember there's a safe in here. And the combination 2, 6, and note from Corey Brockburn. Janice, you'll find everything in the safe. I've written the combination in the usual place. You know where to look in the office. I changed all the safe tumblers recently because I feel like I'm being followed. Pretty sure I heard shuffling and heavy breathing from somewhere nearby in the dark when I was closing up the office for the night. It's not the Grand Guard this time, but we're being watched for certain. It's probably safer to postpone our next gathering. Can you warn the others? I'll leave for Calero when I'm done with today's clients. Corey Brockburn. Give me your money, Corey. I mean, you're probably dead if there's any indication. Take that. Let me just very precisely grab these very large coins. 2, 6 something. How about 4? Nope. I mean, I didn't mean to hit it, but that happened. Alright. And now we get the minutes of the cultists, the cultists book club. Second day, month of Timber. All members present. Primary agenda. Possible actions for the upcoming anniversary of the death of Empress Jessamine Caldwin. Proposal by Corey Brockburn. Letter to the Karnaca Gazette explaining that while her murder was reprehensible, the end results may have been positive for the Empire. Action. Motion approved unanimously. Cool. Proposal by Janice Tynes. Member wears Lord Regent's crest and armbands on the anniversary. Objection by Corey Brockburn. Lovely idea, but it may hurt business for members who need to deal with many clients on that day. Clients may find it in poor taste. Action 4 votes against, 3 votes in favor. Motion rejected. Counter proposal. Armbands could be worn on the 15th anniversary of the Lord Regent's unlawful arrest. Action. Motion approved unanimously. Proposal by Teodoro Benitez. Campaign demanding wider deployment of the Wall of Light, brought back into use in Karnaca by Duke Luca Abel. The boldest measures are the safest. Action. Vote delayed until word comes from the Grand Guard leadership. Collecting facts on reductions in crime against Karnaca. Proposal added to agenda for next gathering. Cocktails and spirits served. Oh, God, I'm so happy these people are dead. Also, I am 100% gonna frickin' fry some cops with the Wall of Light. It's gonna be fun. Alright. Is there anything else in here? Not according to the heart. And the heart doesn't lie. Oh, do. Anything else back here? Nope.
When the Grand Guard go into the place and see it packed solid with blood flies, they burn the building to the ground, and the ones on either side.
They may just smoke flash it. Either way.
Oh yeah, were you here when I saw the other Wall of Light in the other level? Cause we haven't seen dudes get straight up incinerated by it yet.
Am I ever gonna catch a break?
Nobody's looking out for nobody right now. We'll go back tonight and dig the jewels out. After that, we'll make a quick exit from Karnaca.
Hello there. Goodbye. I don't think I can get up there from here. Let me just go upstairs. Now, the irritating thing is that, oh man, that actually would have come in handy if I was coming in here from the bottom for the bloodfly nests. Oh well, waste not. There we go.
Once they say something's amiss, I just can't get comfort.
I was kind of hoping you'd both be in the same place. I'll just leave this here for later. Okay. Oh, wait. Come on. Gentlemen. Yeah, don't worry about it. Just a couple people left their swords behind. Three down. So I could just hop in there now, but there's stuff to be looted. Let's see here. They're now called cubby holes. Yep. Well, you wanted some bacon, Jesspack. They might be a little bit burned, just a tad. Yeah, I meant to strangle him on the roof, but apparently blunt force trauma was the order of the day. And, you know, who am I to question the universe? Okay. There's one here. Bitter blood. Okay, so that one is the one that makes... I think that's the one that makes blood flies less likely to attack me. Yes, so... I think I actually already have that, and also I'm just going to be blowing up nests anyways, so that's not a huge deal. Elixirs restore slightly more health, that's fine. What I need are, let's see, louder when making noise and more visible when leaning, renders you invisible during movement. I'm going to hold on to that one. Possession, agile recovery. What I'd like to do is save up and upgrade my bend time to stop time, because that could be very useful. On howlers. So, howlers are like the organized crime gang in Karnaca, essentially. Guest editor, the Howler Blight. The letter published last night by the Gazette was an outrage. How could Madame Anto suggest that the Dust District and even Karnaca itself would be better off if we legitimize Paolo and his howlers in any way? Instead, decent folk should hope to wake one morning and read that Paolo is finally dead or in jail. And why should we be wary of the Abbey? Only a witch need worry about the wrath of the overseers. You know, you've nothing to hide, you've nothing to fear. Always a solid philosophy. The Howlers are nothing but a bunch of cutthroats who never worked a day in their life. Everything they have, they stole. If you want their so-called protection, it comes at a price. On the contrary, the overseers have dedicated their lives to spreading the good values of the Seven Strictures. Believe me, the dust in Batista was not in our streets, but in our hearts. And only the Abbey can make us clean again. Cool. Awesome. Let's see here. Let me just make sure I'm not getting snuck up on. Let's see. So I don't have... I need to drop by the black market first, actually. I can't do a whole lot with that down there yet. Damn it. That's not what I meant to do. I mean, okay. I'd said end bend time, but apparently it was not to be. Luckily, I have lots of Addermeyer solution. It's not a great hill to sit on writing-wise. Yeah, it's... I see... I don't... Is it after Howler Monkeys, or is it just, like, you know, a woo type, like, wolves and stuff? I don't actually know. Okay. So... So... Fun fact. These two are waiting to ambush me if I go into the square. Interesting plan on their part. Let's see.
Someone should have come through already.
Hush. You'll tip off the mark.
How long can we wait for some lost aristocrat to stumble through?
Long as it takes. You want to eat, right?
Maybe this ain't such a good spot for an ambush.
Pshaw. It's fine. Let's see here. What do I want to use?
Rest assured, people just stay up.
I wonder how good their peripheral vision is.
To make a decent living.
Now's actually, you know what? You know what would be fun? We're gonna do. Because they're still gonna ambush me.
What's going on here?
Anyways, moving on. Oh, dude, for real? That's what you want to do? Okay. We could do that. Okay, well, I misjudged that. I don't have the range for that. And yeah, I probably can't mantle while I have a body in my hands. I guess that makes sense. So we're just gonna put them in the old garbage disposal is what we're gonna do. And back out we go. Let's see. I don't know enough about Dishonored to comment further than that. Would have been the top of my list as... Yeah. I mean, they literally, like, when they're walking around, they do this whole kind of just like, arr, 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 sort of thing. And it's like, all right, cool. You know? Whatever floats your boat, I suppose. In terms of whatever your gang signature is supposed to be. Is there any of them actually left down there? Ow. Yep, that's a spike. Shouldn't have stepped on that. It was probably bad. Okay. Really? That was... Okay, fair enough. Okay, so... I swear to God, if this hurts me... Okay. Now... That's another guy who's waiting to ambush me. It's not gonna go the way he hopes. God, it would be something awful if these sorts of things fell down. I don't know if I can actually... I've seen someone be able to break this before. That's disappointing. I mean... Oh, well, isn't that convenient? Do. Yeah, I think that's everyone. Yeah, well. Anyways. How many runes do I have now? Let's see. Emily takes fence spike damage. More or less painful than a Lego. I'd say about D4 seems accurate. D4 seems about accurate. Let's see. What other stuff? I do want to... Your own movement is only affected slightly, but... Oh, wait. So I did already have that. Okay, cool. Well, there's been some cool stunt stuff that I haven't been doing because I thought that I didn't have that. Oh, well. Well, now I know better. Bone jump crafting. And I can break down runes now, so that might come in handy. Go mesmerize. Okay, so that's electrified. That's also electrified. Probably shouldn't jump on there. And I think that's all the loot that's around here. And yeah, next one's in the... whatchamahoosit. Oh, right. So this stuff can actually blind people. Like, you get howler bolts later, and basically they can disorient and blind people. It's like a flashbang, essentially. So that's not super what I'm looking for right now, but, you know, it might come in handy to set up some other, like, stunt kills later. There's another tripwire down there, but I don't need to worry about it. Can I... Please? Please? Could I... Thank you? Thank you. No, come on. Thank you. So, this is one of the few tricky parts, is getting past a number of these dudes down here. Oh god, I'm still alive though. Alright. Luckily they didn't spot me. Okay. And there's more stuff in the apartment up here. so we're just gonna Spring Razor? Spring Razor. So, Paolo, one of the Howler dudes, essentially, or the leader of them. So I'm wondering. Yeah, you know what? That's what I'm gonna do. Okay, cool. I have something in mind.
Greetings. I don't know you.
I'm new to Karnaka. I need a tool that can rewire a wall of light, the kind the Grand Guard uses, and I'd prefer not to explain myself.
I can help you out, but not right now. Don't even linger here. I'm supposed to get a visit from Paolo, someone you don't want to meet. Come back later.
Understood.
You should go. We can do business.
Is there a glass I can throw? Okay, cool. We're gonna. There we are. And so they should be coming in here any moment. So what I'm hoping, yeah, because I can see their walking path right now. Excellent. What I'm hoping is to get them all in one place, because I have an idea.
One roll stuck over here.
I need 8 new cutters.
Think you're funny?
Playing with my nerves.
Oh wow, that counted as them spotting me, huh? All right, cool.
Who do we have here? I wonder why your face is covered, lady.
That's my business. Who are you supposed to be?
I'm Paolo. In this part of town, everything's my business. And slumming rich kids should remember all that etiquette they learned. Maybe you need another lesson. Is that what you came down here for?
All right, well. Okay. Yeah, let's see. Yeah, I don't even really. Sure.
You've been living a soft life.
She won't go anywhere.
He's gone. What happened?
He was 60 rats all along. Yeah. So Paolo is also a disciple of the Outsider. So that's a thing. Anyways, hi.
What just happened?
He changed. Right at the end. Paolo's not just a gang leader.
He's a talented man.
I might have what you've been asking for.
All right. So let's see here. Accuracy, yes.
You know, I sleep in the shop most nights. The city's not safe.
Collector's carapace, moth dust wrappings, less visible in well-lit areas. Okay. I do want a better scope. I want more bone charm slots. Less noise. Less noise. And deal sword damage against clockwork soldiers. That might be handy.
You won't be sorry.
Let's see. Grenade blast radius is expand. Oh, okay. So that was what I was trying. So the whole stop time thing I was trying to do actually required that impact grenade upgrade. So essentially, I would throw the grenade, it stops because time has stopped, and then I shoot it with my gun and catapult it into an enemy from the force of the bullet, whereupon it explodes. But I screwed that up, so that didn't happen. Let's see here. So I do want that. And let's see. Accuracy, range. I'm fine for those. Instant sleep, dart. Do I? That'll come in handy for when I do some non-lethal stuff, but cell bolts that immolate, sting, causing enemies to flee, stun and blind. Let's see. I think I'm good for those. I'm good for my stealth. I think I might pick up my whatever ammo I need right now. I have 8 out of 10. That's fine. 3 out of 10. That I'm gonna be invading an outpost pretty soon. There we go. What do we got? We got key to the toll booth. A rune. 275. I'm already loaded up on those anyways. So I'm gonna go loot
Do find me
the toll booth, and then I'll be back.
cafe down at the docks, but the smell of fish oil was stronger than the smell of morning coffee. I had to sell it.
Aw. Let me just get these out of the way for you. It's the least I can do. Well, that didn't work. Can I just, like... Yeah, just, I don't want it negatively affecting your business. Just, there you go. There you go. That'll just be a little secret.
The situation in the Empire has driven the prices up.
Okay. Okay. Alright, let's loot these apartment buildings. Let's see. Hope the rest of the stream goes well. Everybody else, happy Friday. Thank you very much for dropping on by, Health Pack. I hope that you have a lovely evening, and we'll talk to you some other time. Actually, here, because we're a little bit past an hour and a half, so we're about the halfway mark. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a quick bio break. So let me just flip on over here to a BRB for all y'all, and I'll pop on some music for you. And so you'll at least have something to chill and listen to while we wait until I come back. So let's see, it's about... So yeah, let's say about 5-7 minutes or so, about 7:15 my time. I don't know what time everyone else is watching at, but come back in 5-7 minutes or so. Everyone, please take an opportunity to hydrate, take your meds, get some food, stretch, posture check, all that kind of good stuff, because you deserve it. And we will BRB in just a few minutes.
Impressive how you managed to get there. Be careful. Those people in the oil tanks might still be around.
You said whale oil. I got it for you. Not easy to pinch either.
No, you screwed up. It won't work without another tank, not enough blast. You gotta trust me on this.
All right. I don't know shit about explosives. Never said I did. I'll go out again later and find some more.
Good. You can't rush jobs like this. It takes a smooth hand.
Can't piss around here forever either. Eventually some wanker will see us and the howlers will catch wind. But I hear you. One more tank.
I should just spat right in his eye. That's what I should have done.
Come in, my friend. Always a delight to see you. Next time, maybe.
Is there?
Damn it. I need to pee.
This whole business has me on pins and needles. Jumpy as anything.
Between the flies and the filth, it's getting hard to breathe around.
haven't seen the kids in 2 years.
Thank you very much. I totally didn't even realize that I'd been muted. Holy crap. Again, why captions are an amazing tool and why everyone should use them. My goodness. Thank you all for letting me know. I appreciate you. Let's see here. How much visual and audio style these games have in them. Well, you know, now you can actually appreciate the audio style because I actually have my mic working again. It's very atmospheric. Okay, but yeah, web captioner's been putting in good work. That is good to hear. Let's see. Oh, wait. Okay, I thought that was an extra chamber. Okay, so you are just citizens. That's fine. What if I just pull you up into, like, the railing? Can I do that?
I'm sure it's
nope.
nothing.
Okay. Because I can knock that down, but, you know, if no one's under it, there isn't really any point. And I could just leave the level right now, honestly. Okay, well, we do want to get to the Clockwork Mansion. Alright, well, you know what? You might get to live today. Are you gonna walk up here? Are you gonna walk up here? That'd be super cool if you could walk up here. No? Okay, you're gonna be a jerk. That's fine. You know what? Why don't I just, like... Yeah, don't worry about it. Oh god, spontaneous combustion. How tragic. What is the B button if not closed captioning persevere? Of course. Of course. Alright, now we got the guard station. There are a couple of different options that I can use for this. I might end up using Domino a lot more. Because if I can set up a stun mine, and I can set up a chain of domino effects,
You can see Jindosh's
then I can
mansion.
probably knock out
The gate's down. I'll need the code.
3 or 4, probably about 3, honestly. Most likely. Alright, so we got over here. There's 1. There's 2. I don't have the range for that. There's 3.
The color of the sea yesterday. Bad omen.
And let's see here. Where do I want to put this so it doesn't immediately go off? Stun mine? What the hell am I even doing? Spring Razor is the real weapon of the proletariat. Let's see here. That seems...
Something stinks around here.
This seems thematically appropriate.
To clean it up.
This sure reeks. I've got to get a spare unit.
Okay. I think I seem to remember that from off stream. I do actually need to go in the front door, which is normally pretty dang inconvenient. Yeah, we can do that. Oh, there's two of you. Okay, cool. You just chill there. Wait. There we go.
My nerves are shot. There's something unsavory going on.
That's fine. Yeah, that's good. Is this something I can read? Nope. Okay. Anything here? No. Let's see. Okay. Are not your friends. You know, here's the thing. If the cops have to explicitly tell you that the person is like, oh, it's there not to be trusted, it's like, I feel like the fix is in. I feel like in that scenario, the fix is in. Okay. So we got Mindy Blanchard there. We got me. We got the Crown Killer. There's all kinds of quality artwork.
Give me a handful of the Clockwork and I'll clean up the Dust District. I don't know. Maybe the tall boys were better from the time of the rat plague.
Let's see here.
Wait. Change. If the Duke has his way, we'll have an army of the Clockwork soldiers by this time next year.
Why don't I... Let's see, what do I want to do? I don't know if I want to set off a ruckus entirely quite yet. But I do want to do this.
Last time I left it open, someone left a hangfish in his jacket pocket.
The Astounding Clockwork Soldiers. All right. A precise history by the creator himself, Kirin Jindosh, Grand Zirconian inventor. You know, fair and balanced. Dear readers, you will be fascinated to know that the earlier models of my Clockwork Soldier had human-like faces. Allow me to explain. As you know from chapters 18 through 22, I had been testing the Clockwork Soldiers against a wide range of enemies. Early in the process, a problem emerged. The would-be thieves and assailants were not intimidated by the delicate ceramic faces of the earlier prototypes. One criminal even believed he recognized an uncle in attempted conversation. Undeterred, I set about redesigning the head mechanism, encasing it in a terrifying visage. I knew I had found the right design when my first test subjects fell to their knees in fear. That sounds like the account of a healthy individual, is what that sounds like. Oh, bone charm. Combustion. Okay. Oh, I haven't even filled up those slots yet. Grenades inflict slightly more damage. My grenades are kind of lethal already. I don't... let's see. Fountain restores health. Right, I wanted to put invisible thread on there. I might sacrifice a couple bone charms, actually. Recover from falls, possession lasts longer, bitter blood. I already have that trait, actually. So let me sacrifice that. Duelist skill, half the appetite, liquid sustenance. I already have that. Clumsy assassin. I get 3 raw whalebone from that one, though. Yeah, we're gonna do that. And let's craft some stuff that's a little bit more focused, I think. Let's see. Locked sword contest, slightly more damage. Whirlwind. Bird of prey. Great. Power, shadow embrace, restorative glimmer. That's health, which I think I already have that trait on something. Defense. Swarms, restoration. I've already got those. Area of effect for the stun mines. Exploding bottles. Louder and have a greater radius. Slight chance of eliminating a body. That might actually come in handy. So let's power up some weapons, actually. Some weapons and traps. Electrical burst and lucky needle, resounding shriek. Bolt packs with a slight chance of containing +1 crossbow bolt. And incendiary bolt radius. Yep, let's do that. Perfect. All right, let's equip that. Beautiful. What was that? Food restores more health. Okay, cool. Reagent bottle. Okay, so I don't want to power it down quite yet. Oh, come on, man. Another one, huh? Another torture chamber. That's cool. You are super encouraging the citizens to want to trust you. Interrogation report. Hieronymus Blas. Yes, you admit to writing, printing, and distributing the pamphlet called Get the Clankers Off Our Streets. Yes, you should read it. How long before the Grand Guard is entirely replaced by mechanical soldiers? Indifferent to human suffering, following some aristocrat's orders blindly. He kind of has a point, Captain. What if the Duke thinks we're not good enough for the job anymore? I don't want to go back to the mines. Corporal, this is hardly appropriate. Imagine, infallible, corruptible soldiers. He's right, Captain. Interrogation suspended. Send report to Furnace. Oh, well, that's inconvenient. Let's see. Fight for days without rest, as well as the whale oil tanks hidden in their backs don't run dry. Yeah, so Robots bad. Robots bad is basically the entire summary of that scenario. Nothing there. Oh, got something worth a little something. Do I want to waste something on you yet? I have a long way to go still. New gate code. Destroy the note. Yep, great. Side alley key. Coins. Yeah, that's fine. Alright. Is there anything in here? No? Okay. Oh, another blueprint. Just cleaning up today. I will take that, thank you. I will take those, thank you. Oh, wait, can't go out that way. Cool. I love how freaking silent my shoes are now. Got those eel skin boots. Okay. So I could jump past there, or I can go through the alleyway. What if I just did this?
What was that?
I'll help you look around.
No, you won't.
What?
Oh, I thought you were linked. Why aren't you linked? God damn it. Alright. Well, that's not cool.
Hey! Who is? I'll be damned.
Alright.
Wait for my signal.
Come at us. Shit. That's a sword wound.
Yeah, it is. You want one? Don't want you to be jealous. Well, that elaborate plan didn't work out. I was kind of hoping for a fun chain death, but I guess if I get too far away, it ceases to be. Clockwork Soldier Basics. Oh, okay, cool. I don't think I've ever read this on my playthroughs before. Let's see. Indifferent to human suffering. Bruh, there's a torture room in your precinct. Yeah, I almost feel like that had to be intentional. Just like they're so close to one another. Let's see. After last week's disaster, the Grand Inventor Kirin Jindosh circulated the following information related to his Clockwork Soldiers. All Grand Guard personnel should read this report. The Clockwork Soldier is protected by armored wooden pieces. If some miscreant destroys these, then there's nothing protecting the vulnerable mechanisms underneath. If something knocks off a Clockwork's head, the thing will attack anyone it can, ally or not. That means you. Given the expensive optics Mr. Jindosh has provided each Clockwork with, they can see front and in the back. Remember that if another one of them goes haywire, if some fool is able to get close enough, there's a small panel on each Clockwork that can be rewired, which will invert their perception of friend and foe. Again, that means you get attacked. I feel like there are a lot of flaws in this design. It's just kind of like, by the way, they combust if you look at them wrong. Listen, it's not my problem if you don't know the rules of my highly deadly, delicate creatures. Alright, keep these things in mind. The Clockworks will be an asset, not a liability. Duly noted. When we go to assassinate Jindosh, I definitely want to see if I can get one of his Clockworks to kill him. Because that would be super satisfying. Ba, 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 ba. I will take that, thank you. Interesting.
2 more months, she says. Then she'll leave him.
Won't be. Let me just save you some time, I guess. Fascinating. Ow. Okay.
Ready? This shouldn't be long. Stay back. Safer as death. I'll kill you for that.
I don't know if you will. Let's see. And I need to take another one of these. How about I do one of these? Dang. Well, that was a bit messier than intended, but it works. Ooh, raw whale bone. Thank you. It's not a flaw. It's not a bug. It's a feature. Exactly. Exactly. Is there anything over here? Okay, well, the fact that I could have, like, hid over here would have probably been good for me to notice. Let's see. Oh, what do we got? Oh, it's upstairs. Okay. Oh, looky that. Rewire tool. And I think that's everything in here. Because the one that I do want to pick up... Ooh, spring razors. Those will come in handy. Okay, well, I guess I need to go around. And that seems to indicate there's going to be a bunch of bloodfly nests. Yep, there we go. I only got one incendiary bolt, though. And get the corpse. That's cool. There it is. Jeez, I walked right past it. Wait, no, I didn't. It's over here. It's a rune. Okay. And there's another nest. There it is. Bingo. Beautiful. Another clove. Spin that. Cool. Beautiful. None the worse for wear. Let's see here. Okay. If that's the one I think it is. Piss off blood flies, thank you. And Kirin Jindosh painting. And lightweight. Normally it's stolen breath. Ah, that sucks. So stolen breath makes it so that when I pull someone using far reach, it makes it silent, but it makes far reach more expensive mana-wise. Pretty much it's super duper useful, but basically I need to make a build around it to like minimize, or rather maximize my mana recovery. Let's see, what the hell does lightweight do? Less damage from falling, health regeneration is halved. Boo! Boo hiss. That's fine. I'm just gonna get rid of that, honestly. Because that is not useful. Let's see. Yeah, I don't have anything else super useful I can get from that. Alright, let's head off to the mansion. Alright, I think... Yeah, I don't think I can get up there. There's nothing else that would let me get up there. Okay. Seriously? Okay, that makes no sense. That's annoying. It literally pulled me right into the ground. Okay, well, at least it didn't knock me back too far. That's electrified. There we go. Okay, are you gonna actually do it properly? Thank you. Okay. And that's electrified, that's electrified. Cool. Jindosh Mansion. Okay.
The mansion has a strange beauty to it, but all such places must have...
Cool. So, this is one of those things where I might end up doing multiple playthroughs of this level, like as in to completion, because it's so masterfully made. It is really, truly a masterfully made level. It's... Especially, like, it's one of those things where...
It's time to pay for what you've done, and maybe I can find Sokolov.
It doesn't look like it's as flexible as it is, but, like, it is. You just have to really experiment. So we're gonna do it the traditional way the first time. And, like, quote, walk right into Jindosh's hands. Okay, so we go through here... And nothing to loot here. Cool. And ta-da! Welcome to the Clockwork Mansion.
Who would build something like this? And why?
Someone's activated one of the mechanisms in my house.
Jindosh.
My home is always open. It's one of my great curiosities, seeing how the common mind navigates these shifting rooms. I'm Kirin Jindosh, but you must know that. I invite you to continue, stranger. Just come up the stairs. Meet with me face to face in the upper hall. No?
Okay, well... That's... Alright, well... Can I... Oh, it's got the wood on the back still. Okay. There we go. Alright, that wasn't too bad. Well, I mean, you're 0 for 2 right now, my guy. So I believe what will happen... Let me take a look at something. Can I stand on those? I can stand on those. Okay. Interesting. So let me... So I'm going to call up some Clockworks real quick here.
I made this place for luxury and spectacle, I suppose, but it's more than that. This place is a testament to engineering itself.
It is pretty impressive. It does look pretty damn cool. Nope, that's not what I wanted to do.
Playback indicates the machine is experiencing uncertainty. Unauthorized presence.
Get him!
Playback for unambiguous enemy. Combat.
I bit 5 Quatloos on the newcomer.
Successful. Clockwork soldiers are no match for you.
Damn, Skippy. Alright, so...
Somehow I got out of that alive.
So I need to... Is that impenetrable? I guess it is. Goddamn, alright. Disappointing. Alright. It's just the Elon Musk. Yeah, I mean, pretty much. Like, I almost feel like I don't want to compare him to Elon Musk because at least he invented his shit. But, like, in terms of spoiled rich kid making everyone else suffer, absolutely. Ow, that was painful. Good to know. The fuck? Alright. Oh, okay, I'm maxed out on that anyways. Alright, that's fine. Yeah, I can't really get out of here, can I? Or... Nope, that's also impenetrable, apparently. That's the special glass. Nope, nothing in there. I thought I took the one out down here. Apparently a sticky grenade right to the junk isn't enough to take out one of these things. Because I really want to sneak up on Jindosh and stab him in his head.
Playback after the final field test. When this plays, check central rotor.
Especially since he put his own freaking voice in it. Let's see. Oh, did it actually get rid of the lever? Interesting. Okay. So I cannot undo that particular configuration. That is good to know. There we go. Bada bing, bada boom, baby.
The space behind the walls.
Anything up there? No. Oh, wait. Am I stuck against it? Okay, cool. As long as it's not a glitch, as long as I can get out of it. Oh, got some whale oil. Is there not a lever up here I can hit? Or did I just walk right past it? Because I might have just walked right past it. Or a vent? Or anything? Alright, well, oh, wait, no. Alright, let's see what this opens up in terms of opportunities. Well, that's dandy. I'm gonna stab the shit out of you. Or maybe explode you, I haven't decided yet. Anything? We got tumbler. Nothing there. Okay, cool. Headed this way. Was a clockwork right down there? I feel like I can hear it prancing about.
If this plays, the machine is recharging magnetic.
I don't need a health top up quite yet. Okay, let me... This would be so much easier if I had stolen breath.
Sounds like someone's in the building. Should we wake the clockwork?
It'll wake up on its own if a fight breaks out. They're blind. Can still hear.
Creepy to know they might be listening to us. Can they understand what we're saying?
No. No more than an audiograph machine. It didn't happen.
I mean, I was trying to be fancy, but that's my own fault.
We need to find something.
Protect your captain, damn it!
You won't get away. One of us is down.
Okay, how about fire?
Person in field of view.
These dang windows are too narrow. What's up, big guy?
Combat Protocol 6.
Damn, that is a wide radius. Okay, duly noted. How about we do...
Playback for unambiguous enemy. The machine is overheating.
Kobe.
Lady Emily.
Damn, okay.
That your explosive that just went off on one of my clockworks. Playback indicates lost enemy.
I guess I'll go back through here. Well, that was a disaster. Well, I used up a bunch of resources I didn't want to use up. That kind of sucks. Up there. Down there. And we get some loose change. That works.
You think at these prices, the man wouldn't keep us waiting?
There's only one Kirin Jindosh. He can charge whatever he loves. Besides, you're rich enough to afford a couple of the Clockworks. I know you've doubled your fortune since the Duke took over the silver mines.
Lower wages means higher profits, but it's my time that's precious. I'm not used.
Interesting. Counterpoint.
Sokolov is a strange mind. I thought his scientific work would be distorted by his passions. In fact, they are inextricably linked. My, that was loud. Shook my key.
Be on your guard, right, boys?
So even bystanders fall to your wrath. What a tenacious
Eh.
monster you are. I'll enjoy dissecting your brain, discovering the poisons within. I really hope you don't fall and die out there. Might be hard to clean up.
Things in the room
The smell,
transformations.
see?
There's no chance. It is. We'll make it this far into.
I've beaten 4 of them, actually.
Once I have you restrained.
I think a thing that's interesting about the way that they've characterized Jindosh is he shows markedly more annoyance when you bust up his robots than when you straight up murder people in his house. He's like, murder, interesting. No, but you broke my toys. I should, yeah. It's like, alright, cool, dude. Let me just grab that, and we're gonna, where's the lever to fill that? There we go. See, where Where's the actual... I thought the arc pylon was in this room. I guess not. Is it the next one down? I think it's the next one down. Okay. I thought... Oh, okay, cool.
Sure, he knows how to talk with the boss. What a lick spittle.
Yeah. What a jerk. Okay. Empty bottles. Nothing flammable. That's not the assessment chamber. That's just the engines. Okay. I guess I must have killed them before they powered up the arc pylon. Oh, there's a good one. There's a good one in there. Can I open these? Oh no, they're not openable. Okay, well, that's a little bit disappointing. Standing Clockwork Soldiers. Already got that. Oh, damn, okay. Perfect. See, I think it's interesting the distinction of which of the characters in this, at least by the NPC standards, but of course NPCs are still written by people, are considered bystanders. Because, you know, you have this whole thing of like, oh, we have a couple of these rich capitalists who, like, their decisions result in the suffering of hundreds of workers. But, you know, they're bystanders because they didn't literally have a gun and try and shoot you. So, yeah, I don't know. It's very interesting when you start kind of confronting a number of the conceptual assumptions that are kind of, I don't want to say hidden, but present within the game at least. Now I seem to recall. There we go. All right. So, this is so a CW for those of you who for whom claustrophobia is a trigger, I would say. So let me just drop that CWTW in chat real quick. Cause yeah, that is a thing that we are gonna get. Cause this dude decided to try and sneak into the house, and this is what happened. To whoever might find this, are you trapped? I know only too well your situation. You see, these are my last words. I have found a spot away from the clutches of those things, but for what? I have no food, no water, and now I grow weak. If there was a chance of escape, then I have missed it. Even writing this note saps any strength I had left. I thought I could beat this contraption, this terrible house, this thing that Jindosh has built, but it has beaten me. If only I had thought to bring water or a morsel of bread. And so I say goodbye to you, my reckless friend. Perhaps you too will die here. I'm sorry for that. If I become a ghost, then I will try to help you. Otherwise, fare thee well. Stanislaw Shepherd, juggler, magician, thief, braggart, and surely a fool. Well, it's interesting there, Crow, because as we kind of note when we get to his labs, he takes it as him winning. Like, he absolutely is like, you know, well, these foolish people thought that they could sneak through my house. Well, I will demonstrate my genius by, and like all that sort of stuff. But also, he's straight up using corpses in his lab for various different kind of experimentation, which, you know, the use of corpses in general in science is well documented. Less so if, you know, you cause their death yourself. So, like, it's partially kind of intentional so that he can have people who stumble through his house to just kind of use for his science. Yeah, people are legit his lab rats, and his house is his maze. Yeah, pretty much, exactly. So it's like, this is one of those times where there's kind of this assumption of like, well, you know, if you act like them, then you're no better than they are. And it's like, I'm pretty sure I'm better than Jindosh rather, if I kill this guy. Because he, like, actively makes the world worse via his existence and his every decision. It's a lot of kind of both sidesism that I'm not a super huge fan of. Which, to be fair, there's some commentary to be made about the fact that, like, Emily is a noble, Emily is a royal herself, and all of that sort of stuff. But at the same time, there's so much of this kind of like, well, you don't want to be just like them, do you? It's like, I'm pretty sure I would have to have a lot of steps between here and there before the two were considered equivalent. So let's see, there's a black bone charm.
You're quite close now. I can't remember any other visitor getting so far.
There you are. Unnerving target. There's a couple of these that are defensive. Enemies sometimes drop grenades and throw debris at their feet. Cool. There we go. More bullets.
My light, the original Sokolov version, inelegant but effective. This one has been perfected by yours truly.
Yeah, if you say so, my dude. And that, I think, is up in his bedroom.
You were so close just a while ago, but now I wonder if you know where you're going. At this rate, you may never reach me.
I just, like, if there is ever a boss in this game that is supremely satisfying to eliminate, however you choose to do so, it's usually Jindosh, because The dude never shuts the fuck up. Okay, so let's see. Anton Sokolov. The lab is that way. The glass ceiling, I can't really... I'd have to go another way. Okay, well, I can do that. Yeah, you just... No. Alright, well, bust out the sleep darts. Sokolov's needs. Note to staff, as you know, we have a special guest in the assessment chamber, the infamous inventor Anton Sokolov. While the facility is not noted for its creature comforts, I expect Sokolov's basic needs and bodily functions to be taken care of so they never become a nuisance to me. Oh, God. Let's see. He's my top kill for the game every time. My favorite levels will always tie between this and the observatory library place later. I think, like, the observatory and library is kind of cool. I think that the combination of, like, how intricate and novel the Clockwork Mansion is, combined with how satisfying it is to finally murder the shit out of Kirin Jindosh, that I'm just kind of like, I don't know if there's a level that I end up enjoying more than this. And particularly one of the few ones that I'm often tempted to just kind of like, even during this like high chaos run, to do it stealthily, because there's a way of going through it to where he never knows that you're even in his house. Like, not even in terms of like who you are, but just in general. Oh. Listen, man. This is for your own good. Just go to sleep. Thank you. You got some legs on you, dude. You made it a really far way. Let me just, like, set you down right there. There you go. And okay, so this is the waiting room again, I believe. Doesn't that mean you have to avoid going through the front door? So if you never touch any of the levers in the house, he never knows that you're there. So if you, in the initial entry chamber, that initial skylight is breakable. So if you break that and immediately start going up into the outer walls, you can make it to his laboratory without him even knowing that someone is in the house to threaten him. And oh my god, is it satisfying. Mm-hmm. Right, wall of light is right there. So, can I go? I don't think I can go outside from here, can I? I cannot. Okay. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I did it earlier when I was practicing. Yeah, this dude is straight up just like a eugenicist and every kind of terrible fucking, like, all of the Nazi scientists combined. So it's just kind of like they do this thing of building up each of these people to be as despicable and evil and cruel as possible, and then go, well, you can't descend to killing them or else da-da-da. And it's like, that is so not how this works. Frankly, it's a gripe. Like, Dishonored 2 is by far, like, not by far, sorry, is not by any means the only game to commit that particular sin. but it does irritate me. Particularly because there are aspects of the other parts of the writing that are so good. But just kind of this very neoliberal morality is not something I'm super a fan of. Okay. So there's the arc pylon. Come on, let me please get up here. Okay, that's fine, I guess. I mean, I've already... Shut up, dude. God, I'm gonna murder you so hard. So hard. There has never been a person who will be as death murdered as you. Wow. Sir, you dropped this? There you go. Never say I didn't give you anything. There's a thing I can do about that. That's fine. My efforts to fine-tune the electroshock machine have been less than successful. Breaking down the more bothersome elements of a subject's personality, such as willpower, while leaving cognition and creativity unharmed, has proven unrealistic. Instead, my machine leaves the subject babbling like a child, which is the opposite of what I need from Sokolov. Same thing.
What cruelty is this? There's another choice here. Assuming Jindosh's electroshock machine works. Not sure I'd call it mercy.
Yeah, nah. I'm gonna have your robot stab you. Now, does the robot have to be deactivated for me to get to the leg pouch? Is the question. Because... Interesting. Because I think I know what I'm going to do. So I want... Because I have two. And the bone charm is in here somewhere, I think. Is it? No, it's in an adjacent chamber, right. Let me just... Leech cuts. Interesting. I'm guessing health regen? Health recovery? You gain health when inflicting sword damage or assassinating enemies. That is useful. I mean, honestly, the interesting thing about Dishonored is that most of the time it's like, okay, either I'm completely fine and untouched, or I'm dead. Like, things just kind of go catastrophically wrong in, like, one of two extremes. It's very rarely, like, yeah. Brianna Ashworth, curator.
Brianna Ashworth.
So many events in motion, each exerting subtle gravity.
God, this guy loves to hear his own voice.
And all the old barriers broken. Much could be accomplished. My clockwork soldiers have played their part, but each costs more coin than a wealthy man sees in a lifetime. It could take years to find a solution on my own. But if Sokolov can be tamed, together we might refine the process, making new clockworks at a fraction of the cost. Whether I seduce my old teacher with the thrill of discovery, or whether I'm forced to apply the clamps to his flesh and turn on the voltage, no matter.
I want to summarize. I want to kind of like, I don't want to keep harping on it, but I feel like I need to summarize because this is a similar issue that I have with The Outer Worlds, which is you have a video game that wants to say, you're confronting the evils of the system, and look at these horrendous people that you will bring low in their, like, bring low from their power, from oppressing people and everything. But they never have the spine to follow through because there will be a moral choice system, but the only time that the game will not, like, fully, the game will not lecture you in one way or another is if you take this very, like, non-lethal, the rich people or powerful people who cause all the problems, well, it would just be wrong if you did the same thing to them. And there's this equivalence that is very much built into the fact that the video game industry is largely white. Because the people who are talking about things like slavery, like basically lobotomizing people so that they can force them to do all this sort of stuff, things like sending people to die in mines so that they can get slightly richer, are things that people say in Africa or in the US, who are non-white, have dealt with for a very long time. And they have a very strong and very simple, like, feeling on that typically, which is fuck those people in charge, absolutely, like, throw them down the drain and all of that sort of stuff. But the very fact that there are people who want to write about oppression who have not experienced oppression to that extent ends up having this halfway measure. And I don't want to harp on it, but I want it to be a theme that people watching the stream remember to look for in video games that they play, because it is a truly persistent and honestly kind of frustrating thing. Anyways, I'm gonna go stab the rich kid now. Let's see. So there's that. There's the laboratory. So I believe that's one of the configurations, and I go through. This is your little contemplation place, right? Yeah, okay. Hadermeyer on Bakers and electroshock. Again, insights into the human mind, though admittedly the target is damaged or destroyed in the process. Once having tested it on a baker, I found I could obliterate the memories of his life and thus his personality, while not impeding his ability to bake bread. I thought it odd at the time, but it's this exact effect I wish to reproduce in Sokolov. Sadly, I've never been able to reproduce it to my satisfaction. Sokolov, however, is no mere baker. If he refuses to aid me, it's doubtful the machine could be used to weaken his willpower without also obliterating the knowledge and capabilities that are so precious to me. Still, the thought of reducing Sokolov to a state of infantile stupor is satisfying. Yeah, application. The game doesn't treat the application of violence as equivalent for everyone, I take it. Yeah, it's one, it has this kind of the value of human life across the whole thing, and it just doesn't take into account the idea of systemic power and oppression. See, who else possesses such a keen mind? I appreciate how superbly your Clockwork soldiers performed in Dunwall. Delilah will be pleased. Please dispatch a courier as soon as you can, when you have what you need from Sokolov. Press him as you see fit. No methods are off limits. We must find a way to produce your Clockwork soldiers in greater quantities. Okay.
Ramsey and the Crown Killer were just the start. I need to break down Delilah's remaining allies. Jindosh, the Duke, all of them.
And, like, not to... I mean, I guess it's a spoiler, whatever.
Clockwork's can accomplish.
So there's going to be a clockwork in this room, I believe. Nope. Okay. So... Right. So let me... Because there's a rune down there. The non-lethal option for this game is to use Kirin Jindosh's electroshock machine on himself. The more morally approved method in this game than just killing Jindosh is to lobotomize him, so that he lives out the rest of his life incapable of like feeding himself or doing anything like that. So there's this very singular morality applied to lethal versus non-lethal that is, yeah, it's very amateur hour with respect to talking about morality and ethics, frankly. And yeah, it's, once again, I would very much love for video game writers to have some kind of a concept of the effects of power and the dynamics of power, so that it's not like, well, you know, if you punch a Nazi, you're just as bad as it. No, that's not how it works, even slightly. Okay, so that's the first floor of the lab. I need to call down the elevator, actually. Come on. Alright. So, gotta call the elevator so that I can hop up there. Or that could just not work as well. Okay, so. Okay, so.
Take this opportunity to backcharge second coil. The machine is experiencing uncertainty.
Kirin Jindosh.
At last, Imperial Majesty, you found me. You realize you're only the second person to set foot in this room, the most sophisticated.
Combatant, play back for it.
Goodbye, Grand Inventor.
Well, I think that is actually here. Let me do like, I get it, value human life. I also have a little patience systemically for people in power being able to fuck me and others over. Yeah, as I imagine a lot of people who have actually been on the receiving end of that actually feel that way. Another thing I think this game is missing is the effects of different choices on the main character. We get slightly different voice lines, but other than that, the game doesn't let the moral choices have an impact on the character. Honestly, Eldritch Crow, I feel pretty strongly about the idea of not mechanizing, like, because once you take a perspective on that sort of thing, then you kind of, it's very prescriptive. That's why, for instance, I like The Witcher 3's approach to it, in the sense of, like, the choices that you make will have consequences, oftentimes unforeseen consequences, and oftentimes consequences several hours or dozens of hours into gameplay that you did not see, far-reaching. But there is never necessarily a, like, this is the good choice, this is the bad choice. Like, there will be the options in dialogue of, like, asshole Geralt or nice Geralt, but sometimes nice Geralt gets screwed over and sometimes asshole Geralt is the play. But it's a lot more just kind of, you can make whatever choices you want, and sometimes making a good choice will be the thing, and sometimes making a good choice means that you trust the wrong person and get screwed over, and sometimes you can make the asshole choice and like you'll end up hurting someone, but sometimes you'll make the asshole choice and that was the good call because the person was an asshole and was actually using their power to screw over someone else. But there isn't a like, you know, number of douchebaggery instances build up and then, you know, everyone has acne or something. You know what I mean? And I feel like the idea of having like a meter, like the kind of Paragon Renegade sort of thing, or even the level of chaos in Dishonored, is getting to where I feel as though it's a bit of an outdated dynamic. And I think that kind of opening it back up to something a little bit less two-tone is kind of the way to maybe go about it. But that being said, Jindosh is now taken care of. So what I'm going to do is actually flip over to IRL right now and finish things off for the evening. So for those of you who decided to stick around for the end of the stream, thank you very much. And as well, thank you to everyone who decided to come by and hang out. Even if you swung by for just a few minutes, decided to head out, or do whatever you did with the rest of your evening. It's always appreciated when y'all make the decision to spend your Friday evening hanging out and watching. Also, for the lurkers who are hanging out there in silence, we respect you as well. I think what we are going to do, because let's see, let's pop over and we are going to head over and see what Pleasantly Twisted's up to. I think she's playing some more Tales of Symphonia tonight. I don't know if she's getting to the final, but she is always a laugh riot to listen to. So we are going to go hang out. For those of you who want to come back on Monday, we'll be doing some more. I might actually do that stealth run that I'm talking about on Monday, so I can show you all how that works. This is actually pretty cool. Until then, I hope that everyone has a lovely weekend, and the rest of you have a good time. Take care of yourselves, and otherwise have a lovely evening. And
oh, nope, you had it right.
What's the matter? You'll be caught unless you hurry up and run.
Such a pathetic sight, fellas.
Oh, we're doing the mind trick thing.
Yep.